Welcome to Farm. Let's discuss about RPN in risk assessment. What does RPN stand for in risk assessment? The RPN, that is risk priority number, helps prioritize potential risk by identifying which failure modes require the most attention based on their severity, probability and detectability. A higher RPN indicates a higher priority for corrective actions. Reference is ICHQ 9. Now let's know how is RPN calculated. RPN is calculated by multiplying severity S, probability P and detectability D scores. So RPN is equal to S multiplied by P multiplied by D. This formula helps quantify the risk level of potential failures. Reference ISO 14971. What is the typical scale range for severity in RPN? Severity is typically rated on a scale from 1 low impact to 10 critical impact. The higher the score, the more severe the potential harm. Here in this table, we can see what the higher number for severity, probability and detection indicates. For severity, a higher number indicates a greater impact on safety, quality, or performance if the failure happens. In probability, a higher number indicates a higher chance that the failure will happen. In detection, a higher number means that the failure is harder to detect before it causes damage. Reference FDA guidance on process validation. What is an acceptable RPN threshold in pharmaceuticals? There is no universal RPN threshold, but companies often set internal limits. For example, RPN greater than 100 requires action. These thresholds depend on risk tolerance and regulatory expectations. Reference PDA Technical Report 54. What is the main purpose of RPN in FMEA? The main purpose of RPN in FMEA is to prioritize risks based on their severity, occurrence, and detectability. This helps focus mitigation efforts on the most critical risks. Reference ICHQ 9. What is a key limitation of RPN? A key limitation of RPN is that it may oversimplify risk by combining different factors into a single number. This can mask high severity risk with low RPN scores. Reference FDA Risk Assessment Guidance. How can RPN be reduced in a process? RPN can be reduced by lowering severity, mitigating harm, reducing occurrence, preventing failures, or improving detectability, enhancing detection methods. These actions collectively decrease the overall risk score. Reference PDA TR 54. Now let's know when should RPN be recalculated. RPN should be recalculated after implementing risk mitigation measures. This ensures that the residual risk is within acceptable limits. Reference is ISO 14971. What is the role of detectability in RPN? Detectability assesses the ability to identify a failure before it impacts product quality. A lower detectability score, better detection, reduces the overall RPN. Reference is FDA Process Validation Guidance. Is RPN mandatory for pharmaceutical risk assessment? No, RPN is not mandatory, but it is a widely accepted tool in quality risk management. Companies may use alternative methods based on their risk assessment needs. Here, the difference is ICHQ 9. How should high RPN values be addressed? High RPN values should trigger corrective and preventive actions, that is CAPA, to mitigate the risk. The effectiveness of these actions should be verified through reassessment. Reference is PDA TR54. Let's know what is an alternative to RPN in risk assessment. An alternative to RPN is the Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points, that is HACCP system. Here, HACCP system focuses on identifying and controlling critical points in manufacturing. Reference is WHO GMP guidelines. Which guidelines are commonly referred for the RPN numbering in the pharmaceutical industry? CHQ9 Quality Risk Management, ISO 14971 Risk Management for Medical Devices, FDA Guidance on Process Validation, PDA Technical Report 54 Quality Risk Management. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe to the channel for more informative videos related to the pharmaceutical industry.